Hey, Walt from StogieReview.com here with another video cigar review, and this review is actually kind of a relief. It means that I'm finally able to wrap up the Studio Tobac sampler, which was roughly 5 cigars, and I just kind of felt like it was dragging on. Like every video I sat down to do was yet another cigar from the sampler, and I wasn't getting much variety and branching out. Even though I was smoking a variety of cigars, I just felt, I don't know, sort of pigeonholed. So this cigar is the last one of that bunch, and has no band and really has no name. It is just designated as the STDS001. The only thing that I know about this cigar is it is a 6x54 Toro, and that it is an all Maduro blend. It is in concept form at this point in time, and it's up in the air as far as standard production goes. So with that said, let's get to checking out my first sample. You know, as soon as I pulled this out of the sampler, I was kind of looking at it, getting ready to take photographs, and the first thing I noticed was that this stick looks really, really rough. You know, it could be just the dry appearance of the wrapper and just the type of leaf it is, but it looks pretty rugged. There are a couple of medium-sized veins. It's got a dry, dimpled kind of a toothy wrapper. The cap is lifting in one spot. The seam that spirals down the cigar is very, very visible, and it almost kind of jumps out at you. Some cigars, they kind of disappear. This one, it's really standing out. So let's give it a shot. The cigar's got a nice weight to it. It feels heavy. It feels densely packed. Not noticing any soft spots. I mean, as firm as it is, I'm kind of concerned about the draw, but I've been wrong on a number of occasions with that. So let's go ahead. I'm also pairing this with coffee. I know that's not a great thing to do with you know, a first take on a cigar, but it's 6 a.m. and, well, I like coffee at 6 a.m. So the draw is not bad. There's a bit of resistance, but it should be okay to provide, you know, a free flow of smoke. So, what to say at this point? You know, this is probably going to be a lot of dead air right here while I light this cigar. It's a new lighter. I'm still kind of dialing in the flame adjustment. Where it's set now, the flame is huge, but it's torch-like and it works. If I turn it down so that the flame is smaller, it's less torch-like and takes a bit more effort to light each cigar. Well, initially it's got that dry cocoa bitterness kind of a thing going on that you expect with Maduros. I'm getting that, excuse me, through the sinus. Nothing really lingering on the palate. First puff is mild to medium. This is kind of interesting. All of the aroma is coming through the retrohale. I'm getting like virtually nothing across the palate. Haven't had breakfast. I haven't touched my coffee yet, so this is kind of the first thing hitting my palate, short of toothpaste. You know, about a half an hour ago, and it's kind of surprising with such a fresh, ready-to-go palate. I'm not getting any flavor jumping out at me, so it should be interesting to see how the cigar develops. And you know, I do expect it to change a bit in. This is still really early yet, but I'm going to smoke a bit more. Obviously, by looking at myself in the camera, I certainly need to start drinking that coffee. And I'll be back in a bit. We'll take a look at the first so much, or first third, first half, whatever I decide to do. And then, you know, we'll do this thing. Well, I am back and plugging along on my Studio Tobac STDS001. And so far, as the burning characteristics go, the cigar is doing really well. The ash is light colored. I've got a little bit of flowering going on, or a little bit of flaking. The ash seems to hold on relatively tight, despite what appears to be the wrapper leaf curling off and sort of floating off into the air. The smoke volume is good. I'm getting a nice mouthful of smoke. It's picked up a bit. It's more medium to full in the way it coats the palate. Through the sinus, it's not overly aggressive, but there is an aggressive quality to it. The aroma is really interesting. It's got almost like a little bit of a peaty flavor, or like a peaty aroma, and a bit of a woody aroma. It's really quite interesting. But more interesting is the way that those flavors or aromas don't transfer to the palate. I'm still getting virtually nothing, you know, on the palate. It's all aroma. It just tastes like tobacco. There's nothing standing out. I mean, the only quality that stands out here, and it doesn't seem consistent, it kind of pops in and out, is like a black peppercorn sort of a taste. But outside of that, all of the taste or aroma is coming through the retrohale, and I'm getting nothing across the palate, which is kind of strange. I get the same thing out of the Cane, Maduro, and Habano line. You know, across the palate, the sticks just taste flat, and this is very much the same way, with the exception of getting aroma through the retrohale. You know, it's smoking well, but it's really not wowing me at this point. And you know, as far as going with the coffee, there's really nothing for the coffee to complement or work against. So it seems, you know, the coffee seems neutral at this point. It's not overpowering or complementing anything. So that's my first take on the Studio Tobac STDS001. Well, I'm at about the halfway point, and you know, really not quite sure what to say. Flavors haven't changed. It still tastes like sort of like a generic Maduro cigar. It's really all I'm getting across the palate, flavor-wise, is like a Maduro tobacco taste. That generic sort of flavor ends there. The retrohale is where the cigar is unique. It's got very interesting aroma, but strangely, it's not translating over to the palate where I can actually taste it. It's more of a smell kind of a thing. And there, I'm still getting a bit of a peaty aroma. The little bit of pepper that I was getting on the palate seems to have transferred over to like a peppery, spicy kind of thing through the sinus. But really, that's about all. I'm really not getting much out of this cigar. It's just kind of like smoke at this point. As far as the burning characteristics go, it's been great. It's providing lots of smoke. It's nice and dense, easy to get through the sinus. It's smoking really well. I mean, it's about 7:30 now, so I've been at this for quite a while, and I've still got quite a bit of cigar left. It just I'm not getting anything out of it flavor-wise. You know, and with that said, I mean, it's a good smoking cigar, but it's just sort of lacking in flavor. And unless something really happens, I think this is kind of where I'm going to end the video. You know, I don't want to come back and tell you the same thing I've been telling you for the 2 other segments that I've been on. So we're going to play it by ear. If you don't see me, then happy smoking. And if you do see me, well, then maybe something has happened with the cigar worthy of talking about. So there you have it.